I don't think that women necessarily is going to be completely uh oblivious to whatever type of exposure. Even if you're around nothing but negative, uh even if you're around nothing but negative influences, if you have the desire to not, if you come to the conclusion that this is not what you want, you know what I'm saying, then there's still a opportunity for you to not get that, you know what I'm saying, to do again your due diligence of finding a way to not have that experience for yourself.
I disagree because I agree mistaken because there's no way for her to know if you don't got no example to even know what you're looking at is wrong. I think that's probably
Yeah,
fall on the older people. Like married women need to mentor.
for
Like
sure.
you need to
Absolutely.
mentor.
Absolutely.
Um,
But you also, as a student, you also have to seek it though. You have to, one has to seek knowledge. You
But
know what
how
I'm
do you
saying?
know what to see? You don't know what you don't know until you run into a situation that lets you know that you don't know. So
So
if it's
I'm not
normal
sure.
being in a household, so what I'm saying is if it's normal being in a household that there's a single mom that takes care of everything, right? And
Right.
that dad may pop in and out, or you may have different boyfriends that pop in and out, or being in a household where verbal abuse is normalized. Like a lot of these things become normalized, so you don't know that is any different until you see different.
And that's
case in point, I've had this conversation with people and told them how we don't argue, and they tried to tell me something was wrong with us because people normalize things and they don't realize how detrimental some of this stuff is. Some people
yeah,
think it's norm like a sign of showing love is putting your hands on the other person. There are people who believe that.
true. No,
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. Now I'm not saying that what you guys are saying is not true. All that I'm saying is that especially in this current day and age, you will always be exposed to something. You know what I'm saying? If you've been exposed to nothing but negativity, toxic love, so on and so forth, you still at some point have been exposed to the opposite of that. Now, if you make the choice to acknowledge it, that's something completely different. But we all, once you get to a certain age, you understand you know what I'm saying, the balance of, okay, this is what I'm seeing, but it looks really nice. You know what I'm saying? This this their relationship is really cool. They don't do what my mama and her boyfriend do, or you know what I'm saying, all the other stuff that I've been exposed to. This is intriguing. Let me go and search and seek more of this to be around it because I like the way that this feels. You know, so that's the I get what y'all saying, but I feel that again, with us being in this age, and literally in the age of information, you know what I'm saying. At this point, at a certain age limit, there's almost no excuses to it. I think that it's a choice at some point.
That's why I think the algorithm needs to be hacked because we can program people to be any and everything at this point. The technology exists, the way the algorithm works, the way you can plant seeds in people ideologies and mindset. You literally could program people in the next generation to what is it? Be receptive listeners, to have
Right,
extreme conflict resolution skills, financial
right,
management. You can
right.
remove material. You
They
literally can
they have
fix
to want
all of
that.
those things.
They
But
have to want that.
but the way that the stuff is set up now, sensationalism runs things, and they'll more than likely be fed Blueface and Krishan than Tabitha Brown and her husband.
That's
That's
that's if that's what they're looking for, though.
that's
Just as
I
you
never
said,
looked for Blueface and Krishan. I seen a lot of that. A thing popped up on my feed today that said the best relationships are relationships that argue and fight. Because what did they say? It's not if you don't fight, it means that you guys are holding stuff in, not saying it, and that the moment you have a big argument, y'all gonna break up. But the people who fight and argue are have strong relationships because they got over the issue and learn how to work together after that. That's a complete line of bullshit to me.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I think it was
I
the
agree.
people who like to fight trying to engage with people who don't want to fight and bring us into that conversation.
I
Yeah,
agree. But
I think
I'm curious as to where on what platform you saw that on.
It was
Was it
on Instagram. It was on Instagram. And I try specifically to subscribe to like like the big booty girls and all that stuff. When it pop up, I don't never hit the like. I look at it, but I don't never hit the like, right? Like
right?
I'm I'm gonna scroll through. When it be relationship stuff, I hit a like. When it be positive stuff, I hit a like. When it like I try to specifically hack the algorithm intentionally to get a desired motivation result. But
Yeah,
that stuff still somehow, because it's popular, filters into the feed that I'm getting.
Because it's popular though too, they also count based on how many seconds or how long you look at something.
right.
So even if you don't press a like, you like, I don't press a like, but you looking at that ass.
I can't control my eyes. These
How
people,
long
hey,
or how
hey,
long, oh, he stayed on this 20 seconds. You know what
Right,
I'm saying? So
right,
it still kind of reads what you're looking at
for
as
but
sure.
check
well.
this out. Do you know that the best way to hack the algorithm is to not be on the platforms?
Mhm.
Because guess what? You have more control outside of the internet than you do inside of the internet. And unfortunately, in the scenarios
Take
that
that.
you and Marcus gave, mistaken, the thing is you're trying to fix a problem that was already broken from the start. So you're starting at the point with like a 1970s car with the bodies all built beat up and it's got rusted and stuff like that. You're trying to fix this jacked up car. If you have a situation where you have kids and sons and daughters that are in situations that don't have any examples, they're in messed up situations, you need somebody to be able to see this car and put the work in on this car. There's nothing you can do about these situations unless somebody that knows how to fix these situations comes in to fix it. The best thing that we can do for the kids of the future is to create the environments that is beneficial for these kids to be able to learn and to adapt and to grow and then make smart decisions in our like bubble, basically. Like, don't have them just flying off at the handle, doing whatever and doing this, that, and the third. Listen, you give them some guidelines, you give them some bumpers, and you watch them up close as they continue to learn and experience and do the things. Because in all actuality, listen, if a person is in a child is in a household with no father, that's a big problem. If he's in a place, if this child is in a home with just a mother, and this mother isn't teaching her daughter anything, that's another problem. If she's at a school and she's going around and she's doing all of these things with all of these guys, like there's no quick fixes to these situations. I think the only thing that we can do is to actually like the people that actually can try to help these children in the future, we need to put ourselves in places where these kids is at. So whether it's at the schools, whether it's at the churches, whether it's at the cheerleading, we have to have the people that actually care about the community insert ourselves where the kids are at so that we can be in the vicinity so that these kids can get the stuff that they need. Because if they're in a place where none of that's available, you're right. They're doomed until they learn from their own experiences, which is going to damage other people in the process. But if we remove ourselves, then that continues to happen. But if we insert ourselves into the situation, then we can start changing the game for these kids because I done met a number of kids where they ain't got nobody to turn to. They literally don't want to talk to their father. They just literally they don't want to talk to him at all. And I'm asking them questions like, why would you want to do this? And as you continue to spend time, they latch on to you because you are the one good thing. You're one of the good things that they see that it cares about them in some regard, right? And you don't always say things that they like, but it's important for us. If we think that we have anything to offer, we need to find ways to insert ourselves in the community and the spaces where their kids are in order for us to help.